What's up, everyone? XA Gucha 23 here. Now back with another video. All right, guys, we got live with the first episode of the live Let's Talk Wrestling. As you guys can see, what I have, we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about how we got started in wrestling. We're gonna talk about Undertaker's retirement, um, WCW, TNA, and I believe the last one is open topic. So, like I said, I'm going to put the link in the comment section. Anybody is able to join. Like I said, I'm actually kind of new to this. So, like I said, I'm going to put the link in the comment section. And yeah, come join. We're going to talk some wrestling. All right, let's do this. All right, as you guys see, I put the link in the comment section. Have some fun with it. Don't be afraid, man. We're just going to have fun with this wrestling talk, man. Like I said, anybody is able to join. Like I said, I'm actually still new to this, how to add people, man, to the stream. But like I said, I just put the link in the comment section. So it makes it much more easier for people to join in on the stream, man. But like I said, man, come in here. Let's talk this wrestling talk and let's have fun, man. I'll be here waiting for you guys. So, yeah. Also, like I did got word from my brother Abel Mahari. He said that he'll be joining the stream. He's gonna be a little bit late joining the stream, but like I said, I'm still new to how to set the email out. So, like I said, I made it much more easier just for to put the link in the comment section. It makes it much more easier. So all you have to do is come in to the comment section and come join the stream, man. Let's talk this wrestling talk, man. Seems like I got my first person watching the stream. Like I said, don't be afraid to comment, man. Come in here. Let's talk this thing, man. Let's have some fun. Like I said, I'll be here waiting for you guys, man. Like I said, man, don't be afraid to join the stream, man. Like I said, we just here to have some fun, man. You know what I mean? Like I'm sitting here waiting for you guys. So let me know when you guys ready to join in the stream. Like I said, I'm actually still new to this stream round. So like I said, I don't know how to send people. I don't know how to get people to get in here. But like I said, I use the link as you guys see in the comment section. So all you have to do is click on the link, and you could just come in and join it into the live stream. But like I said, man, come on, man, let's come in here and let's have this fun, man. You know, just like I said, I'll be waiting for you guys. I mean, like I said, I got all day. You know what I mean? I'm not really going anywhere today. So, like I said, I'm just here to talk this wrestling talk with you guys, man. You know, let's have some fun, you know? Let me know when you guys come in. Like I said, I hope everybody's having a good afternoon as well. I hope everybody's staying safe. You know, we're in some bad times right now with the whole coronavirus. You know, police brutalities. You know, I hope everybody stays safe, man. You know, crazy, crazy time right now. 2020 is one of the worst years ever, man. It's just crazy have all this shit that's happening in this world, man. And like I said, man, I hope everybody stays safe out there, man. Keep your social distancing, wash your hands, keep your mask on, etc., man. But like I said, man, I'm here just waiting for people to join in on the stream, man. You know, let's talk this wrestling talk, man. You know, just let me know when you guys want to jump in on there. I'll wait for you guys. To my man Marcus Bell in the chat room. Salute, my brother. Salute to you too, my man. You always showing support to me all the time, brother. I hope you stay safe out there as well, man. Salute to you too. So Marcus Bell's in the chat room. He said, I haven't watched wrestling in a long time. Yeah, me too, man. I think the last time I watched wrestling was maybe like 2 years ago. And then from there, man, I just haven't been keeping up with the sport. Um, but yeah, man. But like I said, man, I'm here just to talk this shit with you guys, man. Just to have fun, man. Just whatever you guys want to talk about, man. We'll just talk wrestling. But yeah, man, I have been watching it in like almost 2 years, man. I can't keep up with the way they've been going. And today's the way they going, man. I just can't keep up with that shit anymore, man. Like I said, Marcus, if you want to jump in on the stream, man, just let me know, brother. Just hit the link, man. I mean, you don't have to like talk about the current wrestler, but tell me what you know, man, about wrestling, man. We just talk this thing, brother. Don't be afraid to come and join in the chat room, my man. And Marcus Bell said one thing I know is that the Undertaker's been wrestling for a while. Yeah, man, the Undertaker has been wrestling for a while. He's been wrestling for almost like I believe what 20 plus years that he's been wrestling. And like I said, a lot of people thinks the Undertaker retirement. Like I said, I don't know, man. I'm not too sure if the Undertaker has like a retired. I know a lot of people think he's retiring, but I don't think so because, like I said, Vince McMahon still has control over him, man. You know, that's the way I see it, man. Oh shit, my man, CH Combat Sportman in the chat room. He said working and listening. My man, he coming to the live stream, man. Man, coach, man, I would love to see you come in, man. Chat it up with you, my man. Tell me what you know about wrestling, my man. Also, while you guys at it as well, man, hit that like button, man. Show your boys some support, man. Hit that like button. CH Combat said, I cannot wait for this. Not much. Yeah, man, I'm waiting to get some brothers in on the live stream, man, so we can start cooking, man. So we could talk this topic that I have in my mind. You know what I mean? Abel said that he's gonna be a little bit late. I haven't heard much from my page, man. But like I said, man, I'm still here waiting. You know what I mean? Trying to get this shit out here so we could talk this wrestling talk. But yeah, but like I said, getting back to Marcus Bell, man. Yeah, man. I know the Undertaker's retired, but like I said, I still think Vince McMahon has the final say when the Undertaker retires, man. That's just me, man. You know, but we will see, man. We'll see. But I still think Vince McMahon has the final say because that man controls everybody. He controls everybody's fucking career, man. So, see, this combat said, "Actually, wish you could do the come get this work podcast." Um, know what, Coach? We'll talk about it behind the scenes, man. We'll talk about that, all right? And he said Taker's old. Yeah, man, Taker is old, man. He's been doing it for almost 22 plus years, man. You know, I know that he wants to retire, but like I said, man, Vince McMahon's got the final say, man. and all this shit. You gotta remember, we're in the sports where money could talk, man. Money moves people, man. I still think the Undertaker is gonna come back, man, wrestle again. You know, for me, I thought the Undertaker should have retired when he lost the streak to Brock Lesnar. I thought that would have been the perfect way for him to go out. But like I said, I thought the Undertaker destroyed his legacy when he just keep on coming back and wrestling and wrestling. Then he had that horrible ass match with Roman Reigns, and then he had that horrible ass match with Goldberg, man. But like I said, man, we'll see. We'll see next year. I still think he'll come back to wrestle, man, because like I said, money just moves people. Marcus Bell said, I think the Undertaker is supposed to take over the spot. Who's that? I thought he has a daughter. Well, like I said, let's see. Since I'm still waiting for people to join the chat room, I'm gonna actually start off. And basically, the first topic I'm gonna talk to you guys is how I got started in wrestling. I got started in wrestling by my father back in the '90s. He would just sat me, and we and him would sat in front of the TV, and we just would just flip to the channel. And one day, wrestling came on, man, and we just fell in love with it from there, man. And then from there, man, I watched wrestling from when it first started in '95 with the Attitude Era up until say 2011 when I stopped watching wrestling because at the end of 2011, wrestling started to die from there. So then I fell off from it a little bit. Then I came back. When I think it was in 2014 when I came back, when Brock Lesnar came back. Then I started to watch wrestling again. Then I fell off again in 2018 or 2019 because, like I said, I did not like the way the current era was going, man, where everybody wasn't that damn good. It wasn't like what was back in the '90s. Everybody was fun. Everybody was good on the mic. Everybody had charisma. Everybody could wrestle. Promotion was good. Everything was good. But now when you look at wrestling today, nobody can't wrestle. Nobody has no charisma. The promotion sucks. Storyline sucks. The matches suck, man. So that's why I pretty much fell off from wrestling. But like I said, back then wrestling was good. I loved it. Me and my dad, we loved it so much. We used to go back and we just used to order every single pay-per-view, like every month that every pay-per-view that used to come on. Me and my dad, we used to just order that shit like crazy. It was till one time that we ordered the pay-per-views too much is that we forgot to pay our cable bill, and then we managed to miss some of the pay-per-views. But like I said, man, I managed to split from my dad because at that time my dad was going through a lot of things. So I went to foster care and I continued to watch wrestling, just continued to watch wrestling up until, like I said, up to 2011. I fell off. I came back in 2014 and I watched it, then I fell off again. But like I said, man, that's how I got started in wrestling. I got it through from my dad, and like I said, that's how I got started in wrestling. The next topic was Taker's retirement. Like I said, we all know Undertaker has retired from WWE, but like I said, I still don't believe that the Undertaker has retired because, like I said, Vince McMahon still has the final say. And when a guy retires, like I said, money talks, money moves people. And like I said, the perfect time for the Undertaker that should have retired was when he lost the streak to Brock Lesnar. I thought that should have been the perfect opportunity to at least say retire the Undertaker right there. But like I said, when Vince McMahon keep offering him more money, I felt like the Undertaker pretty much ruined his legacy coming back for more money. And like I said, he should have just retired from there. And like I said, Undertaker, he came back. He had some okay matches. That horrible ass match he had with Cena at WrestleMania. That horrible match he had with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And then we can't forget that match when he had with Goldberg. I think it was, I can't remember the name, Crown Jewel, where basically the Undertaker could have been killed in that match because Goldberg had suffered a concussion, and he almost butchered the jackhammer, which could have ended the Undertaker's career. But like I said, once again, I still think I still think Vince McMahon still has the final say when Undertaker comes back, and we have to see. But right now, he's retired. But still, I still believe that Vince will bring back the Undertaker for next year's WrestleMania. Um, Next topic is WCW. Um, Tell you guys the truth, though, I didn't watch much of WCW. Like I said, between me and my dad, it was mostly WWE because, like I said, at the time, WCW used to come on at 8. Me and my dad, we would used to watch WCW for at least like an hour, and then we switch over to WWF, and then we watch WWF until up to it when the time is over. But my thoughts on WCW, I thought WCW was a very good promotion up until they brought in NWO, which you guys know I hated NWO. I thought that group was straight up overrated. I just don't like Hogan. I just don't like Nash. I thought Scott Hall was a pretty good wrestler, but I just did not like him in NWO because, like I said, NWO was the group where basically the whole WCW roster was filled with NWO, and I hated that. And I can't forget one promotion that WCW did that really irritated me when I was a kid. When I saw when there was a match going on, right? And then like Hogan, Nash, and Scott Hall came in, and they interrupt like the announcement, and they just took over, and you had a match going on. I hated that shit. But like I said, man, we all know NWO came in WWE. That shit was bomb. Then we all know in TNA, they tried to do NWO with Immortal. That shit bomb. And they tried again to do the band, and that shit bomb. But like I said, man, WCW was a very good promotion. But like I said, I just did not like NWO in WCW. And I also, one thing I hated in WCW was just that I hate how their World Heavyweight Championship was treated like a prostitute, where basically there was like no dominant champion. Like one guy would win the belt, and then next, like say like 2 weeks, he'll lose the belt, and then this guy who wins the belt, and it was like the belt wasn't on like somebody who was very dominant. It was just like a prostitute. You mess with the belt once time, you move it on. It was just keep, you know what I mean? It was not like somebody was not really like a legit champion in WCW. The belt was treated like a prostitute, and I really did hated that. But like I said, man, WCW killed itself back in like 2000. You could when Vince Russo started to come onto the scene, man, and from there WCW was just out of touch. And then we all cannot forget Vince McMahon ends up purchasing WCW, and then most of the guys from WCW came to WWE. Most of them had a good career, and some of them fell out. Booker T, Goldberg, when he went to WWE, he was hot, but then he started to fell off, and we can't remember when Goldberg had his last match with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. I think it was WrestleMania 20, and then from there, that was the end of Goldberg. But like I said, most of the guys who transfer over to WWE had a career, and some of them was just fade away. But like I said, man, WCW was a very good promotion. My only two things is I just hated how they had NWO, and I just hated how the belt was mistreated. The main belt was just mistreated. But like I said, they had very good cruiserweight. They had a lot of good promotion, and they had a lot of good main card guys as well. So yeah, that's my take on WCW. Like I said, if you guys know, WCW did came back, which is another alternate name of TNA, which I like TNA. I started watching TNA back in 2005 when it first came on Spike TV. I was glued to TNA. I actually like TNA. But there was some couple of things that I did not like that TNA started to do. The big mistake that TNA did was when they started to bring in Hulk Hogan. You guys know me. I can't stand Hulk Hogan. He's a racist. I hated that piece of shit. But anyway, big mistake that TNA did was when they brought in Hulk Hogan. Because like I said, when TNA first started back in 2002, TNA was actually doing pretty good. They were doing pretty good. They was doing pretty good from 2002 up to 2009. When they brought in Hogan, that's where TNA fell off. Now, what happened was that when they brought in Hogan, Hogan was he would basically hog up the spotlight. I cannot forget one segment that he did where Hogan came on. He started off the show, and then he was like, he talked his little promo. He cut a promo for like 20 minutes, and then they had to go on. They had to go on a commercial. After the commercial was over, they came back, and then here is Hogan again, still cutting a promo. I'm like, you could have gotten 2 5-star matches while this guy is still talking. I mean, like I said, you could have got 2 5-star matches, but yet you still let this guy cut a promo. And like I said, they will go on to have a match, and then Hogan again will cut another 10-minute another 10-minute promotion. It was like that throughout his run in TNA. It was just like that. It was basically all about Hogan. It was not about the wrestlers. And like I said, most of the money was spent on Hogan and not the wrestler. And that's why you started to see a lot of TNA's big names, superstars leave. But like I said, with Hogan's run in TNA, like I said, man, I hated it so much because it ruined a very good promotion. Like I said, I hated how he was trying to go up to date with WWE, and that was the biggest mistake that they ever made. Was going to trying to go head to head with WWE on Monday Night Raw. It was just so fucking stupid, man. And like I said, I hated Hogan when he did that shit, man. But like I said, when Hogan was in TNA, it was all about him. It wasn't about the wrestlers. Like I said, he would cut a promo for like almost like 20 fucking minutes. Like, seriously, dude, we don't need to be seeing you cut a promo for 20 minutes, have a match, that you cut a promo again. We don't need to see that. The thing was about Impact Wrestling was all about wrestling. Wrestling, wrestling, less promotion, wrestling. That was the main thing that gave TNA the main attraction, was wrestling, not promotion. It was, and then like I said, they brought him in. It was all promotion and less wrestling. And then we can't forget, he brought in that stupid ass fucking stable, the Immortals. I hated that fucking group, man. It was all about him and Eric Bischoff. And like I said, once he brought in that shit, man, Impact Wrestling was just doomed from there. And then, like I said, he had his final match in Impact Wrestling. After he had his final match in Impact Wrestling, Hogan was shifted out of TNA Wrestling. Once again, TNA Wrestling just never seemed to recover from that incident, man. And just look at TNA now, man. Look at where TNA now. There's barely no fucking stars there. Like I said, if TNA had never brought in fucking Hogan, right now TNA and Impact would have been really good right now. But like I said, just that one incident that Dixie Carter brought in Hulk Hogan, that shit fucked up TNA, man. It just fucked up TNA, man. It just never recovered. They tried to recover, but it just never fucking recovered after that, man. And that is the reason why I hate fucking Hulk Hogan, man. The man is all about himself. He does not give a shit about the wrestlers, man. When he was in TNA Wrestling, man, never give a shit, man. That shit just pisses me off a lot, man. But anyway, let me check out the chat room. Sorry about that, guys. I hope you guys enjoy that. So Marcus Bell said, I watched wrestling during the Stone Cold and the Rock era. Yeah, Marcus Bell. That was the Attitude Era. I love the Attitude Era, man. The Rock and Stone Cold, they were my favorite during that time. And like I said, man, they had one of the best rivalities ever, man. No rivalry has come close to those two, man. Like I said, WrestleMania 19 to me, WrestleMania 19 was the end of the Attitude Era. From there, man, when Stone Cold retired, man, that was the end of the Attitude Era. It said George Page. Oh, George Page is in the chat room. Oh shit, my man, George Page, man. I think the link. Here, I'll post the link, my man, so you could come in, man, so we could cook this. And George Page said Hulk Hogan and Dixie Carter killed the show. Yeah, man, they did, man. They really did kill the show, man. Dixie Carter made a big mistake bringing Hulk Hogan, man. She should have watched the history of how Hogan ruined WCW, man. Like I said, it was just all about him. You know, Marcus Bell said salute George Page. George Page said salute Marcus Bell and the coach. Hogan took the win, and George Page said Hogan took the win at TNA. He did, man. He did, man. He really did. He took the win at Impact Wrestling, man. Like I said, Impact Wrestling was doing way more better before he came in, man. As soon as he came in, Impact was just done. It was just over from there. George Page said they just dropped Tessa Blanchard. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, they dropped Tessa Blanchard. I heard that she didn't want to do promotion for the company, so they ended up just dropping her. And like I said, I'm glad that they dropped Tessa Blanchard because she was just straight up racist. I did not like her at all. And like I said, I did not like how Impact Wrestling's main belt was on a woman. I just don't like that, man. I just don't like that at all, man. The main belt should just be on the men, you know. I just didn't like that at all. But yeah, George Page, the link is it. I'm in the chat room, bro. If you want to come in and cook. And Marcus Bell said, I hope the Junkyard Dog or Terry Funk still doesn't wrestle. I'm not too sure. Terry Funk. I don't think he wrestled. The only one I think I saw, I think Jake the Snake, the Robinson was on. Wasn't he on AEW's pay-per-view last month? I don't remember. I think I seen it, but I don't know. I don't remember. Terry Funk. I think Terry Funk's retired. Junkyard Dog. I think Junkyard's retired too. But yeah, man. That's just me cooking on the topics that I just said right there, man. You know, that's how I got started in wrestling. Taker's retirement, WCW, TNA. Like I said, man, if you brothers want to come on in the chat room, let's talk this thing, man. Drinking this nice Powerade. Well, hold on, let me look at something real quick. Hold on. Terry Funk. Like I said, I hope you guys are doing okay, man. Hope you guys are having a good afternoon. Like I said, anybody can come in on the stream, man. Let's talk this, man. I'm having fun with this shit, man. But yeah, man, the other thing I want to talk about was an open topic that I want to talk about was just COVID-19 in general, like in sports. As you guys know, Khabib's father has just passed away from COVID-19. And like I said, I just want to give my condolences to Khabib, you know, because like I said, that's gonna hurt him a lot because like I said, his father is the big part of his career, is the big part of his success in MMA, and losing his father is gonna hurt him a lot. And like I said, I don't think Khabib and Justin Gaethje is gonna happen this year. I think Khabib's gonna be out for a while, man. And like I said, man, with this whole COVID-19 thing, we just lost two big major fights, man. I know the UFC is trying to say UFC 251 is a big pay-per-view. No, man, we lost two big major fights, man. We lost Khabib and Tony Ferguson. Now we just lost Khabib and Justin Gaethje, man. Man, I'm telling you, man. Like I said, this COVID-19 thing is just very serious, man. It's very serious, man. But my man George Page is in the chat. All right, bro, I'm gonna add you.
Yo, what's up, bro?
Stop doing things, big brother. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing fine. I just saw you come on. I was watching TV and I saw you come up, and I said, I forgot you were coming on at 7 o'clock. I was watching Quantum Leap. So, But so get some information. JYD, he's been dead for like 20 years.
Oh, Junkyard Dog.
Yes, he's been dead for at least 20 some years.
Wow. Rest in peace.
That's
Rest
why
in,
you don't really see him too much. Like when they do like do like these specials and stuff like that, he don't pop up or because he's been dead for at least 20 some years. But I agree with you that
my
when
brother,
they pick,
before you cook, my man.
yeah.
First of all, tell everybody where they can find you on your channel, man.
Well, come to my channel with George Page, and basically I do videos. Just I just got I did a video a while ago where I just got a bodybuilder that I follow, Miss Alicia Flario Massa. She just became a new subscriber. Maybe if I get to the level, I could probably do interviews like the coach and like the other guys. But right now, I'm still tentative. But also, I'm on Facebook. You know, put it into the all you gotta do is like I'll probably put it into my it's under my real name, George MacArthur, and also I also you know it's just I'm just here and there everywhere.
All right, George. I know you have more wrestling knowledge than me. I know you was probably born in the 70s or the 80s, right?
I was born 74.
74. So let me ask you, brother, how was wrestling back in the 80s and
Oh,
who got you into wrestling around that time?
well, we're coming up. My older brother James, he passed away. He's been gone a long time. Rest in peace, my brother. That's why I like your name, James, because it's one of my brothers. But we used to watch classic NWA, Ric Flair, Wahoo McDaniel, Ricky Steamboat, Dusty Rhodes, Magnum TA. I mean, that's what we grew up on. In the NWA, and that's where the Crockett family had it. And then they sold it to Ted Turner, and it became WCW. And as y'all know, Disney bought out except for Ted Turner. He sold it to he sold his network. He originally remember Ted Turner originally owned ESPN, and ESPN was over WCW because I remember there was an episode where this guy he was a doctor, he was the head of the sports division of ESPN, and he came on. He chastised Eric Bischoff. I forgot his name. He was Doctor something, and Eric Bischoff was like a little kid running to the tries to beg, like he was like a beg the principal, say please, please, sir. You know, but I grew up when like wrestling. It was wrestling. Like RASSLIN.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to watch it like come on Saturday, like after cartoons go off, you watch cartoons, the wrestling come on for a while, and you go out and play for a little bit, come back in and watch a kung fu theater.
So, like I said, what was wrestling back in the 80s? Was it more real, or was it like like what it was like in the 90s?
It was real to me. It was just like it was a little bit more, how the best would say it. It was more really. I would say it was kind of real. It was more exciting. It was more about storylines, and it's about the competition being good versus evil, more or less. And I think it really changed after the Attitude Era came up, where you got guys like Stone Cold Steve Austin became his anti-hero. That was the birth. Remember Hulk Hogan? When I was coming, Hulk Hogan was the guy. Hulk Hogan.
Yes, he was. Like I said, Hogan. Sorry for cutting off. Hogan was the guy.
Yeah.
In the 80s.
Yeah.
And then and then like I said, in the 90s, like 95, 96, we begun the Stone Cold Steve Austin era.
Yeah, right about time. But I remember when he became Hollywood Hogan, my brother told me one time he heard some guy, you hear the stories, guy who were seeing psychologists and stuff because, it destroyed their mind because they grew up watching Hulk Hogan. And like I said, yeah, the anti-hero thing became a big craze, but Stone Cold did it his way. And, with somebody like, Hulk Hogan, who was never really an anti-hero, he was always, waving the flag and supporting the troops, telling you to eat your vegetables, take your vitamins, what kind of vitamins he was taking. And say your prayers, like that, and be good to your parents, and and then he became a bad guy. It just some people just say it didn't fit him,
Yeah, I agree, man. He, like I said, Hogan, he became the bad guy in WCW, and like I said, a lot of people thought he needed to change that character because of his whole American his whole American gimmick, man, was getting too, how you say, stale. So basically, when he came in WCW and he came Hollywood Hulk Hogan, everybody was on to Hogan. But like I said, man, I can't stand Hogan. Like I said, he was all about himself, man, and that to me is the reason why he's the one who fucked up WCW, man. Like I said, WCW was doing good before he came in, and then they do all that fucking NWO shit, man. And I was like, yeah,
Remember,
man.
you had two factions. You had the red and the black. You had the white and the black. You had Sting in one camp. You had Hulk Hogan in the other camp.
The
And
other one called Wolfpack, who I believe the name
yeah,
was
they
Wolfpack.
called him the Wolf Pack at one point. And then you had Goldberg. Remember that time when Goldberg came in? You played boom, 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 boom,
Yeah, like I
and
said, it was like I said, the whole fucking roster was just full of NWO and Wolfpack, man. It was just fucking horrible, man. Back then, man. And
yeah,
like I said, that just fucking destroyed it, WCW. And like I said, George, if you didn't hear me, I did not like how back then when WCW's main belt was treated like a fucking prostitute. Nobody was not a legit championship. Everybody hold the belt for like say like 2 weeks to like maybe like a month, and there was like no legit champion, man. It was like the belt was just passed on to this person, to that person, that person, man. It was just like no legit champion.
it was a treat like a whole, like homies. It ain't no fun that homies don't have none kind of situation, huh?
Right. That's and like I said, we can't forget Vince Russo started to come onto the scene. Now, like I said, when you have somebody in the back who started to come on the scene, you can tell the company's not doing so well. So when he started to come onto the scene now, you could clearly see WCW was slowly starting to die in early 2000s. You know what I mean? And then we can't forget Ted Turner. He had to sell WCW to Vince McMahon because WCW was losing ratings. You know, and like I said, we can't forget that promo when Shane McMahon came on at Raw when he declared a war between WWF at the time with WCW. You know,
And that was just the thing because once he sold it, it wasn't the same because you had that. Remember that time when DX or what they were doing? I think they were doing a show. I think in the same city, but I think it was I forget what city it was. DX was running WCW was running the town, and I think WWE was in another end of town, and DX is riding the tank and saying and calling like telling they let Kevin Nash and Scott Hall go like let my PP go. I mean, it was just they didn't really show it on WCW. They paid attention to it, but WWE. I think that was the time when they're about to really in the midst of buying the company. I believe they hadn't really officially sold it off, but they were in the midst of buying it.
right. Like I said, WCW was pretty much killing itself.
Mm.
They were killing each other every week, man. And you could clearly see it, man. It was just very sad to see a good promotion like that got killed.
Yeah. Remember, originally WCW was NWA. The Crockett's sold it to Ted Turner, and then Ted Turner made Sting the star of that, and Sting was pretty good. Sting was like, he had the face paint, and he come in with he had the crew cut, and he was just he was just something different, you know. And then they brought in Hulk Hogan, and after that, that was just everything, he was doing pretty good for the first year or two, but then when the whole NWO came and it's just I
Yeah,
watched it for a good while. It was kind of funny. I remember that Kevin Hall is you can't remember originally Kevin Hall and um and Scott Nash started in WCW. And they were because he was I think what was Kevin Hall's character? He was supposed to be some kind of mobster guy. And you remember before he became Razor Ramon, you know, Scott Nash was a guy called the Diamondback. He used to be like a wrestler with Diamond Dallas Page. That's how he started. And then they left and went to WWE. We were still WWF, and they became Diesel and Razor Ramon. Razor Ramon. And I cut you up.
So
And
George, Right.
Originally, I think he held the Intercontinental Championship, but they never gave him a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship because they said the problem was that he was a drunk. He drank too much.
Yeah, that was the problem with Skull Hall, man. He was a pretty good wrestler, but he just had too many problems outside of wrestling, man. That man just drunk way too much, man. I think there was. I'm trying to remember. Did he got replaced? I think he got replaced when NWO was in WWF at the time. I think he got replaced. I can't remember though because he had so many. He had so many damn problems, man.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember when he got replaced by, but I remember him not being in the group anymore. And like I said, and then NWO just fell apart in WWE. It just fell down so bad.
Yeah. It's just like right now, it's just you got people like Becky Lynch calls herself the man, but now she's the mom. I mean, Charlotte Flair, she's only doing it because one thing is her brother David wasn't that good. The one that was supposed to have been the next star was their brother Reese, but he killed himself. So Charlotte was one who had to take the mantle of the cost of the nature girl, And originally Tessa was going to be on there with her, and we're going to try to do a female version of Four Horsemen, but some issues with Tessa, and it didn't never come. It never happened.
Well, like I said, the rumors that this is what I heard. The rumor is Vince McMahon has interested in Tessa Blanchard. I think she's going to get signed because she fits well the narrative in WWE. She's racist, and Vince McMahon just loves racist people. So she's going to be in WWE pretty soon. So, like, I don't really know about Tessa
I
Blanchard.
think that's what they're going to do. They're going to create the female Four Horsemen because you get Telly Blanchard's daughter, you got Ric Flair's daughter. You can get two more female wrestlers, and it could be anybody, because whoever they get on the roster they can fit into the group, and then they make the new horsemen. Or that's the way they could probably do it. But like I said, it's just I don't really other than I watch ROH Real Honor, and right now they're not like doing like AEW and Impact and WE. They're not having matches because they depend on the crowds. So they're showing episodes. Excuse me for a second. Let me.
All right, like I said, George, I'm going to get to that open talking with you about that.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you, what your thoughts on TNA wrestling before Hogan came in?
I used to watch TNA a good bit. Didn't watch that much. I was still like a lot of people. I was still addicted to WWE, and by then WCW was gone. I was watching WWE. I was watching Raw and SmackDown. But then I don't know. I just try to think where I kind of just faded out. I think what about? Oh God, it had to be at least 6 or 7 years ago. I really kind of lost interest. And it's just kind of just I just wasn't really watching like I used to. I mean, I might look at it, glance at it once in a while, but I didn't really watch as hard like I did before. And it's just lost a lot of momentum, especially with you keep pushing people like Roman Reigns, and then what they did to Kofi Kingston. I mean, then you picking up a steroid freak like Brock Lesnar. I mean, and then like I said, with Stone Cold, The Rock gone, Mick Foley gone, the Undertaker, they just keep pushing him, and he's, he heard it, he said he's done, and because he's having back problems, he can't keep doing this, and he's almost 60.
But like I said, man, George Page, money talks, money moves people, man. Like I said, I would have taken Taker's retirement more seriously when he lost his wrestling streak back then. But now he's retirement. I don't know, man. Vince McMahon, I don't know. He's offering so much money underneath the table. You know what I mean? Money moves people, man.
Well, you got to know he has a young wife. He has a daughter. He didn't really spend as much time with his oldest son because he was so much on the road. And he's probably thinking that, what, I know money talks, but you know what? Sometimes a man has to really, really side because he can still make money on the side because he's still a name, still known. I mean, people gonna follow him. He's still gonna do good for himself. But like I said, it's up to him what he really wants to do. He want to come back and maybe do one more WrestleMania for the hell of it, or Hell in a Cell, something like that. But he really got to think about look how what happened to a lot of these guys now. Most of these guys are like Ozzy Osbourne, like they're like because it's creeping along and just trying to they're surviving off of Vicodin and cocaine just to keep them together.
You know what's funny though? I think I heard that Ric Flair was just on thingy last week, man. He was on Raw last week, and I'm like, the fuck you still on TV for, man?
Ric
The fuck
Flair
you
is
on?
Ric Flair is almost 72 years old. 72.
I
He's,
know,
he's,
man. He's still on fucking TV, man. Like, get it already. We seen you enough already. Move aside, man, and let these young ass guys fucking shine, man. Move aside. We already seen your shit for too fucking long. Move aside.
yes, it's just his days are over. I mean, like I used to work with this lady, and she where my old job, her brother-in-law used to live next door to Ricky Dragon Steamboat. And they said that him and Ric Flair were the coolest. I mean, you only see Ricky come out and do it as much because he's done. He retired maybe 10 years before 20 years before Ric Flair actually retired. You know, a lot of these guys realize that it hurts too much, and guys like Ric Flair went through a situation where he had a lawsuit, a divorce. He's on his third or fourth wife right now, and he's just usually just he's doing this, a lot of these. He goes to a lot of these specials. He goes to a little like these conventions and stuff, and he's still getting paid on that. But often Vince McMahon would try to pull out the old timers out, like Hulk Hogan and Sergeant Slaughter and Ric Flair and Mick Foley and Paul Orndorff, and try them out, and then and have one of these young guys who's up and coming either disrespect them or something like that.
Hold on, George. I gotta shout out my brother, Coach Shelton Harrison. He said Rick Flair needs to sit down.
Yeah, yeah.
And Marcus Bell says in the chat room,
Yeah.
yeah, Coach Flair need to sit his old PG 13 somewhere. And they do, man. They need to sit there.
Yeah,
It just
yeah.
gets
It's
time, man.
you know,
Go ahead,
and
George.
then like I said, really, you're getting more of the third generationers. You have not that many of them. Like Rock was the first third generation, and then you got to think about it. If you get Tessa, she's going to be another one. You got Natalia Neihart. Uh, that's about it. I think there's like 4 or 5 that are third generation wrestlers, and you got a few second generations here and there, and you got some new faces, and then you got to think about you got all these other wrestlers that who just they're surviving off a gimmick. And the thing with these gimmicks, they only last for so long. You know, like who I'm trying to think of. Like right now, Rey Mysterio's son. I'm hearing this that he's having a rivalry with Seth Rollins.
Yeah, Dominic.
Yeah, and that makes it. And he's a third generation because Ray took the name from his uncle. He was the original Mysterio, and he's his Mysterio Junior. And then they'll probably try to push him to become a wrestler because
But else, George, he was in a promo back in I can't remember the year where Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero had a promotion. They had a rivalry where I believe that Dominic was Eddie Guerrero's son. It was just a weird ass. It was a weird storyline at that time. I can't remember, but I remember that promotion when Eddie Guerrero was the bad guy, and Rey Mysterio was the good guy, and then it was just weird at that time, man. When they brought in Dominic at that young age, man. And like I said, they had that story mode that who was the real father. It was just weird, but I remember seeing Dominic earlier back in the day in the WWE as a kid in that promotion when between the rivalry between Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, and you know the Guerreros, the Mysterios, they know each other for years, especially originally in Mexico. And most of them probably I know, you know, Chavo Sia probably fought Mysterio Senior, and Eddie's dad, he probably fought his dad, and it's just basically it's family. It's a frenemy family rivalry that been happening for a long time. And then you remember that thing with what was it? Vince McMahon trying to find his son, and then he thought it was Mr. Kennedy, and then it was Hornswoggle.
Yes, yes, I remember that. I remember that. I
That
remember
was
that.
that was just. And then Mae Young had a baby for Mark Henry, but it was a hand.
Mark Henry,
It's just,
Mark Henry, man.
I mean, and it's just the thing is that they try to find something, everything, something to try to keep it going, make it relevant. But you know what is? TV is changing. The kids are not as like this. Like me, I grew up in the good part of the '80s up to the '90s. And my highlight was getting up in the morning with Saturday morning cartoons, watching wrestling, and having fun. Now TV's not entertaining anymore. I get up in the morning, I'm watching old wrestling, and then and it's nothing. It's just that what killed TV is the PC culture, and wrestling has to keep up with the PC culture, and it's not working. You can't go back to days where you go in, you wrestle, you slam, you talk about I'm gonna get you, and I'm buried, all that. Don't do funny promos anymore. Like that one, remember that one with Booker T and Muhammad, we was calling Hulk Hogan, come for you, nigga. That
Yes,
was
I
so
remember that
stupid.
promotion. I remember that. I remember that. But you also
You
know
know,
you
you
gotta
know,
remember what else?
yeah, and how dark Hulk.
But then one thing though, another thing
Go
that's
ahead.
killing, like I said, another thing that's killing WWE right now is just all these leaks, man. All these leaks that everybody see on
Yeah,
social media. It's like, what's the point in turning into wrestling where you get to see all the fucking leaks that's already online, man? You know what I mean? Back then, we had to wait to see what's gonna happen next week,
yeah,
because there was no leaks back then. Now today you can see what's gonna be leaked. You know what I mean?
yeah. The internet.
Yes, the internet.
There's more leaks than that, and then the Trump administration.
Yup.
And that's the thing is, it's not entertaining anymore. It's just some people still watch out of habit, mostly, But without anybody that's like I said again, with WWE, you don't have The Rock, you don't have Stone Cold, you don't even the Undertaker is just he needs to be buried. Triple H, he's turned into a douchebag. He's always a douchebag, but he's just a bigger douchebag this time. And just anybody else is gone. They retired or they just moved on to another organization.
Well, like I said,
Like,
I heard rumors. This is a rumor, but I heard that they trying to get Sting to come back.
oh no,
Yeah.
that was what that surprised me. That Sting. I'm telling you the story. This is one story. I used to work his job at night, and I used to come home, and we can go. I used to work at a gas station. Came home at night, and sometimes we sitting around. I didn't really go to sleep because I was up all night. And I'd be flipping the television, and I saw something that thought I would never ever see this happen. Shawn Michaels and Sting cross from each other. They were on TBN because they're both Christians and talking. I say, you would never see these two men in the same room together because Sting was WCW's uh, star, and Shawn Michaels was WWF star. And then I was surprised when I saw Sting come on there. I said, I thought Sting would never ever work for Vince McMahon, but TNA was bouncing around. It just it was on Spike TV. It was on this network. It was on the internet, and then finally got picked up by some network. But he just decided, what, the TNA the impact that it was gone. So he just decided, what, let me go over here, we wrestle Triple H, get my ass kicked, and it's over. But it's just trying to, they maybe change the image. He had a full paint match. He was kind of like trying to be like the Crow. You know, he didn't have a crow. He had like a vulture, and he come down on the on the cable with the bat.
To be honest though, I like Sting. I'm glad that he did not make the jump when WWE at the time purchased WCW because damn man, I could see them. They would have buried Sting, man. They would
Yeah,
have buried him because, like I said,
yeah.
Sting. He was like Sting at the time at WCW. He was the face of WCW. But like I said, man, if he came to WWE, man, they would have buried the shit out of him. And you can clearly see when Sting came to the WWE to fight Triple H at WrestleMania, they buried him. They
Hmm.
buried him. And like I said, Sting was supposed to win the WWE champion off Seth Rollins, but Sting suffered a concussion. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That wasn't a contract for him to win the belt. But like I said, I did not like how when he came into the WWE, his first match in the WWE, I think it was WrestleMania. I can't remember, George. But he was supposed to win that match against Triple H. Triple H did not need to fucking win that match, man.
Yeah, like I said, it's just you know, it's just like I said, wrestling's not like it used to be anymore. And it's just what I think I watch more of the stuff that's on like that's independent, small stuff. Not 'cause those are more they're not getting the big money compared to compared to the guys that like I watch a lot of stuff like you know like one wrestler I admire when she was before she got picked up um by Impact was Jordan Grace, like Jordan Grace. Um and there was a before he got picked up by AEW, Orange Cassidy. There's a guy named JT Dunn. He was pretty good. He used to wrestle Kimberly, and I think they were probably a couple in real life. Because Kimberly she went to WWE for a minute, and then they dropped her because I think she got pregnant. Because I know I saw her back in the independent a few months ago, and she took a little weight. And that's the thing is that you end these guys who want to go to the big shows, they go to the big shows after a while, and then you know what they say, what, it's not working for them. Like just recently, they had a wrestler by the name of Deanna Perrazzo. He used to wrestle at ROH. They picked her up. They had her maybe about a year. I think she got pregnant. They dropped her. Now she's over at Impact.
Mm.
And it's just really, I think more people are watching small organizations, not like ROHs and the NWA and WW and those are just more entertaining. It's just the fans are more true, like classic ECW. ECW used to be.
To be honest though, I like ECW. It's just
Yeah,
that it's just that Paul Heyman, man.
yeah. And they supposed to hire him because do some writing, and I started saying they supposed to, he could still be he's gonna still be with WWE, but he's not going to be working on any scripts and stuff anymore.
Yeah, man. Still to this day though, my favorite pay per view ECW pay per view was the One Night Stand in '06 when they booed John Cena out of the building and he wanted. I heard. I'm not sure if it's real, but I heard John Cena was crying in the back because he didn't expect the crowd to like boo him out of the stadium like that, man. And like I said, that was my favorite night. I remember ordering that pay per view with my brothers and my sister. We watched that shit, man. They booed the shit out of him. Like when he was throwing his shirt into the crowd, they threw it right back at it in his face and they flipped him off. He could not believe it. I can't remember what they said. I think Cena swallows. You could see the look on his face, like, damn, what the fuck did I got myself into? And Vince McMahon made the right decision that night to have him drop the belt. Because, like I said, if Cena had won the belt, had retained the belt at that night, all hell would have broken loose. John Cena would not made it out of that arena that night.
The thing is, like, I watched this. It was a movie. It was like about read a video about Triple H and how he came up, and they say like this about John Cena. John Cena is Superman, and some people hate Superman. Here's this guy who's this perfect hero. He's just, he has all these powers. He's just perfect, and people hate that. And ECW was more like the fringe fans, the guys who like. That's why I like guys like Sandman and Tommy Dreamer and Sabu and the guys who were just really hardcore. They were, remember, Sandman coming there with the beard. He's hitting against his head, and, carrying the kendo stick. They liked those extreme guys. And John Cena was just, even though he's trying to make this hustler thug thing, it still was too, watered down. I like John Cena, I do. But the thing is, with him, he's more of a. What I heard about him, he's conceited, and even though hey, he's a pretty good guy, but he just his ego. That's probably him. He has like a big ego. And I think that's why I felt hurt because the fact was that he comes to ECW and everybody's gonna say, "Wow, John Cena." No, ECW is just anti WWE. And unless you like guys like Rob Van Dam who cross over between because the fans will follow him. But remember originally, John Cena was just a beat up boy. He was one of those jobbies, and then they just gave him his opportunity to create his character, create his like this hood guy from the hood, white boy thing, and it worked for a good bit. But after a while, people got tired of it.
Well, like I said, John Cena was the guy, was the job guy. But don't forget though, Brock Lesnar at that time, I think it was 2003. Brock Lesnar was the guy, and that's who the WWE was gonna go forward with. But like I said, Brock Lesnar had his sting with the WWE. He ends up leaving the WWE after WrestleMania 20, and then John Cena became the guy, and that's how we got with the John Cena era, where he ends up becoming Superman, and then he ends up beating everybody, and then nobody couldn't touch him. He ends up winning the belt like 16 times, man, throughout. Well, I wouldn't say throughout his whole era, but he ends up winning the belt that many times. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then, remember that's who was it? I remember originally back in WCW, somebody else was supposed to get the push, but Booker T got the push. I forgot somebody got injured, and they couldn't find anybody else. So Booker T stepped up because he wrestled a match earlier, and they couldn't find nobody else, and he stepped up. And then that time when Chris Benoit supposed to get the push, you remember what he did? He killed his wife, he killed his son, and I think there was an opportunity for was it Chris Jericho or was it who was that? When they couldn't find Chris Benoit, and they gave the guy an opportunity to win for the title. I think it was Edge. I think it was Edge.
I can't see the.
That's been such a long time ago. I like Chris Benoit. I used to love when he did that flying headbutt. He had that look like his head, like he's shaking the cobwebs out of his head.
Rasa. The noise that he's always made.
Yeah, maybe he's like. I remember how Chris Jericho called him toothless aggressor. And they both come together because they're both part of the Hart Dungeon. They came up with they were trained by the Stu Hart. But it's just that wrestling just. I mean, it's just not the same anymore. And like I said, and the people that follow it just follow it out of habit because, like right now, they're talking about. I was watching the news how, wrestling is, right now other than the UFC, wrestling is the only thing that's really only sports that's on live that's doing something because, but when baseball and football and basketball and boxing get back into the equation, and I think they're gonna take a hard hit. People just watch it because they need some form of sports entertainment. And with the main sports, the real sports, out of commission for pretty much most of the year. Because like I say, I know you're a baseball fan, and I think they should wait and just. Cause you think about it, you're gonna have all these three sports running about the same time, and in a way, it could have just like basketball should sit out the season, baseball should sit out the season, and football, well, they maybe should start now. The other two might would just say take the loss.
Well, like I said, man, to me, like I said, they should have shut down all sports events. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, this pandemic, man, it's just crazy, man. You got cases like almost every fucking day, and you have all these sports going on, and then you have people testing positive. Like I said, I'm a baseball guy. I love baseball, you know, but right now I'm not in the mood to watch baseball right now because, like I said, you have people testing positive. Same thing with NBA, man. The NBA season is supposed to be coming back. Like I said, you still have people testing positive. And like I said, in MMA, we had a couple guys that tested positive. We just lost Khabib's father to coronavirus. We just lost two big fights to that coronavirus. Like I said, right now, none of these sports events should be going on. Like I said, 4 months ago when they had WrestleMania should have been canceled. But like I said, it's too much money on the table. That's all everybody is. Everybody's just selfish. They just don't seem to care, man.
No, they don't. And like I said, it's about money for them. It's not about the health of these athletes. And these guys not even in great shape because they don't have time to really, enough time to practice. They can't even practice in a big group. I was watching it. I was like, I went to, like I said, went to barbershop and I was watching. They were showing Tom Brady practicing, and they tell him you don't need a bunch of people to practice. I think most guys not in the you're gonna have some sloppy players. You're gonna have some. They're not in the best shape. They can't fully train. They can't even go to the training centers and work out. And it's just gonna be sloppy. Where they could just sit up the rest of the year, and then when once like I said, probably by the virus is gonna settle down because right now they've been told them it's gonna spike up, it's gonna pick up, and then you're gonna it's gonna flatten when it gets close to the end of the year. And if, like I said, basketball just start like it usually starts. It usually starts about around November, December. So let these guys rest up. Let these guys take the time. Just take like when remember they had the strike for both baseball and basketball both had strikes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, basketball recovered faster than baseball, but like I said, they could have taken that as a loss. And whoever won the championship last year, they'll be champion this year.
Yeah, man. It's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. Like I said, every day you turn into the news. This person tests positive. This person is getting killed. This is going on in the government. Man, 2020 has
Mhm.
just been a fucking horrible year, man. It's just been
Yeah, I
horrible.
do. I like I say, it's been hard for me too because, like I said, I lost my mother, and
Right, right.
it's kind of strange. Like I said, her not being here, sometimes I tell you the truth, sometimes it takes me a while to go to sleep because I'm used to getting up in the middle of the night checking on her. She'll call me for something, and it's hard for me to get to like into a certain kind of a pattern. But like I said, it's just this has been a shit. Don't even have the Olympics this year. No Olympics. I like watching Olympics, and don't have that this year. We had to wait till next year to get it. So I probably will have both the winter and the summer. It's been a long time since they had both the winter and summer Olympics at the same time.
Right.
2021 is the 2021 Winter Olympics. They usually have the 2020 Olympics. Now it's going to be 2021 Olympics. Both going to be going on. You probably have it. They might try to have it started by January, and then they'll probably have the Summer Olympics like is usually around about because you start about the you start the Summer Olympics around early June and ends about late July, early August. And then, as you know, I'm a bodybuilding fan, and they cut a lot of shows out for the season. Most of the amateurs and pro shows we cut out. There's a few coming up. There's supposed to be a show in Tampa, some shows in Chicago, and then you have the biggest show, the Mr. Olympia weekend coming up in December. You usually stop after November having any shows.
Man, it's crazy, man. Like I said, this virus is crazy. But George, I want to
Yeah.
ask you one more. I want to ask you one more last open topic, man, before we go.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So, what is your thoughts on All Elite Wrestling? Do you think they were successful in the future?
Well, it kind of reminds me. I've seen some episodes of it, and it kind of reminds me of. WCW in a way. I think it's because I know Jim Ross is there, and the camera work is almost identical to it. And it might survive because people look for alternatives. Like say, Impact is not that strong as it used to be. Ring of Honor, it's all right. Not a lot of big stars in it compared to, you got guys like Chris Jericho, you got the Cody and Dustin Rhodes, you got you know um, Tommy Omega, and then you got a lot of people that picking up from the independents because there's one lady who just picked up on there called Chris Statlander. I like her, you know, and it's just it's really I think it's kind of like what WCW was and what Impact used to be.
But my thing is though, the one mistake that all elite wrestling cannot do is don't pick up too much of these WWE reject guys. Focus on your in you like these new stars. Now give them more promotion. I
Yeah,
understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to bring in these guys to get more ratings, but what started All Elite Wrestling was the new faces that people were seeing. You need to promote those guys more. I
yeah,
understand they put the belt on John Moxley. He just got there, but like I said, put that belt on somebody, a new face, build him up to be the star. And that, like I said, that's the mistake that All Elite Wrestling start to make is that they're bringing in all these WWE guys and they promoting them and they're not promoting their new guys.
yeah.
That's the only problem I see with All Elite. But like I said, All Elite is good. I like it. I like them, but they need to tone it down on these WWE guys, man.
Like, for example, let Chris Jericho go back to back. Let him. He was him and The Rock were good when they're with their scripts. Whoever wrote that script, I don't know if they wrote themselves or somebody wrote them for them. I think they need to work. Chris Jericho needs to work more in the back because he's getting up there now, and he can't keep on doing it. I know he's like, hey, Chris is about my age. I believe it. I think he's about 46, and he needs to go ahead and sit to the side. You know, give push to like a guy like Orange Cassidy and Tommy Omega and Jungle Boy, who's if you don't know who he is, his father is the late Luke. He used to down 2-0, and he says dad used to come watch him wrestling. I know I saw him do a commercial a while back. He was on some saluting his dad because he did that movie with Leo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. But that's where you need to put younger guys who have talent, who has charisma. Let the older guys maybe play like do
Right,
like a J. Dillon kind of thing, or work in the back, or be like Bobby the Brain Heenan kind of. You know, don't take away the opportunities for these younger guys. Maybe you're gonna have few that you're gonna have few horses. It might have a lot more hits if you just let these guys try to work their way.
right, right. I understood, man. Like I said, give these younger guys the more opportunity. But George, my man, I had fun, man, talking to you guys. I've been here for almost an hour and 20 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Episode of the Wrestling Talk video. I'm sad I could not get my Harvey Sports Nation. Like I said, I'm still new to this. I don't know how to send out these invites, but like I said, I put the link in the chat room. But
Hmm.
Mahari, he's a busy guy. I think he's probably on 7 Sports TV's live stream. That's
Yeah.
okay. And we could try to get him next time so we
Yeah.
could talk because I like his knowledge.
Hmm.
Reese, I know you watching, my man. I would
Yeah.
love for you to come on too as well, man. You got very good wrestling knowledge, man. I would love for you to come on next time you have a chance. But George, I just want to say thank you, brother, for coming on. Let the people know where they can find you at, my man.
Like I said, I'm on here on YouTube, George Page. Check out my channel. I'm also on Facebook. I'm the George MacArthur. I'm also on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. Just like I said, just come by, check the videos, and just hey, make a comment, like, subscribe, don't like, don't subscribe. I'm out.
Right, and I am out as well. And before you guys leave the chat room, hit that damn like button, man. Show your support for
Yeah,
your boy,
smash
man.
that like button.
I'm for you guys. Other than that,
Yeah.
salute to you all. Have a good night, man. I'll see you guys next week, man. We with episode 2, man. Have a good weekend, and also have a good 4th of July, man. Don't eat too much.
I would say one more thing, and like Booker T say, yeah, sucker.
Peace out, everybody.
All right.